He's actually funny, just like everyone else here, and familiar. You guys are going to like him. Put your hands together for Jason Allen.
Good evening, friends and neighbors. How are you doing today? I don't know why I'm acting British. I don't. So, it is the holidays. I don't know if you've noticed that or not. I have to notice that because I work in retail and everyone reminds me every 5 seconds. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Today is only, what, the 17th? 16th? It's not the 25th. That's all I know. It's not Christmas yet. Stop it. Jesus. Yeah, and that's the other thing about the holidays. They're supposed to be festive and happy and stuff. You notice that everybody around the holidays is a fucking asshole? Look at me, I'm not like this. It's the holidays. It's making me aggro. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's story time. So I was helping a friend out a couple weeks ago. I drove him down to a show in Sacramento, and we walked out of the show, and this fellow walks up to us and he says, "Well, I need a little help," and he starts launching into a spiel about how he was in the military back in the day and blah blah blah. He basically told his life story in about 20 seconds. The moral of which was, "I need money." And I said, "What for?" And he says, "Well, I want to go over there to the liquor store and buy a 6-pack of Old English. No, not just one Old English, a 6-pack." And I said, "I'm a comic. I'm a lot broker than you. Sorry, I can't even afford my own beer. I had to drink mine out of the garbage. It's just what we do. Sorry." No, I didn't even perform that night. A friend of mine did, and he actually paid me gas money to drive him to and from Sacramento to go to this gig. And so he did his gig, and he told me how much he made, and I'm not going to tell you because, quite honestly, it's none of your fucking business. But he told me, and then he gave me the gas money, and I felt really, really bad because I actually made more on gas money than he did in the gig. And I felt awful about it until I realized his gig was only 8 minutes. I drove for 3.5 hours, so fuck him. Shit. Oh, so what else is going on in the world? Well, like I mentioned, I work in retail. I work at that grocery store south of town, the one that rhymes with not Food Max. And I have a really, really big pet peeve about all of you. Who buys groceries here? Who buys groceries? Anyone?
I know.
Okay. I would hope so because you guys look very well fed for not buying groceries if you don't. My biggest pet peeve are the people who come up to me and say, "Stop me when I get to $100. Why don't you stop you when you get to $100? You know what your budget is. There's a price tag in front of every item in the damn store. Every freaking cell phone made since 1998 has a damn calculator, and they use it. Jesus. Am I your CPA? Those guys charge a hell of a lot more than we do for groceries. Let me tell you that now. It's true. I don't know. See, the holidays, man. Freaking firing me up.
Rude.
Yeah. And you're not.
Oh, thanks.
No, I don't know. I was in the mall the other day, and the parking lots are a zoo, as Jason mentioned. And as God is my witness, I actually saw this happen. There was 2 vans trying to take the same handicapped parking spot in the mall, and neither one of them was giving. Finally, one of them just drove right in and shut off his engine. The other driver gets out of his van, starts beating on the windows of the first van. And next thing I know, the back of the van opens up and the driver is getting out in his wheelchair. And goes up to where the guy is at the driver's side door and they start beating the shit out of each other. Over a parking spot. And I'm like, oh, happy holidays, happy holidays. Oh. Speaking of vehicles, I got a vehicle recently. True story. After 16 months of not having one, I upgraded to a Mustang from my size 11 shoes that I was driving before. Good stuff. I had to name it because when you have a cool car like that, you have to name it. I guess it's required. So I called mine the pedophile. And the reason I call it that is because the cops will do anything to stop this motherfucker. It's true. I was driving down 99 coming home one night, and I get pulled over. And the cop comes to my window and he goes, dude, I got you for your speeding. Yeah, oh, by the way, everyone calls you dude when you own a Mustang, whether you have time or not. That's another requirement. You're forever known as dude. Annoying. So he was like, dude, I got you going 82 in a 65, which I knew was bullshit because I drive like a fucking grandpa. I mean, look at me. So he asked for my license and registration and insurance. And I'm like, well, about that registration, I just bought this car. We're in the middle of the transition stage, and so I don't quite have that yet. I'm actually going to go to the DMV tomorrow. Wink. Like, okay, fine. What about your insurance? Do you have that? Well, about that. See registration. So he lectures me about how this is going to be a $1,500 ticket if this happens. So he writes me the ticket. And I'm figuring out, well, now my nice, cool Mustang is probably going to be my home. Yay! That's right. I can stick my legs in the trunk because the seats fold down, the back seats fold down, you know? Stick my legs in the trunk, you know, just like have that as my bed. Use my clothes as the blanket. You know, I don't need rent. I don't need a house. I just park in my work, you know? I got this. That's where my mind goes when I have financial problems. So 2 weeks later, I get the dreaded letter in the mail, and I open it up. And here's what it says. Mr. Allen, due to a malfunction with the radar equipment, you are hereby dismissed without prejudice of the following charges: speeding, license, registration, and insurance. Happy holidays! Happy holidays. My name is Jason, and I have to go take a piss. Thank you.
It's funny that you mentioned begging. Keep it going for